Well, congressional leaders will head back to the White House tomorrow after another failed attempt to reopen the government. Republicans who met alongside Democrats at the White House are blasting the left for refusing to compromise as we enter the 13th day of the shutdown. So is there any path forward? Joining me now to discuss is GOP strategist Jen Kerns. You know, look at that picture. Looks like they were trying to get some work done anyway.
Looks like it. And, you know, it's interesting. This government shutdown is a real life art of the deal. And this is something that President Trump really excels at. So this is going to be very interesting to watch this unfold. You saw the Democrats yesterday emerging from that meeting, offering no counteroffer. You know, in a negotiation.
They were doing that before they even went into the meeting. They were saying, you know, both sides have said non-starter, non-starter. I mean, that's not the way to compromise if you already go into it knowing that you're not going to offer anything.
Well, but actually Republicans have offered something. President Trump has offered that $5 billion figure. That's a fair figure. That's less than 1/10 of 1% of the budget. I think that's fair. And my sources at the White House say President Trump is not going to back down. He does expect a counteroffer from Nancy Pelosi. And if the Democrats don't give a counteroffer here, at least some type of offer in return, the Democrats will fully own the shutdown. Imagine walking into a negotiation, Heather, and when you're buying a new car or a new house and there's no counteroffer. I mean, this is really astonishing. It shows just how dug in the Democrats
Especially if it is true. Lindsey Graham, Senator Graham, met with the president on Sunday over lunch, and they talked about this possible compromise, giving something to Democrats that they have long fought for, some changes in terms of immigration policy, including DACA and Dreamers.
Sure. And look, you go back to even the bipartisan live on air on Fox News, the cabinet meeting that happened last February. President Trump made it very clear. He told Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, I will sign any immigration bill you bring to my desk, and they did not do that. That's been almost a year now. It's pretty astonishing. And look, the fact that this meeting was held in the Situation Room yesterday tells you everything you need to know about how precarious the situation is at the border. There's one reason that the White House did that, and that's because they had to share some very confidential intelligence information about enemies coming across the southern U.S. border. That should be enough to propel Democrats into action, but it's not. Here's the real irony, Heather. A lot of people up in arms saying that President Trump has caused the shutdown over his pet project, the border wall. But they failed to realize Barack Obama did the same thing over his pet project, his own namesake legislation, Obamacare, in 2013. And Bill Clinton also shut down the government in 1995 and 1996 over his environmental pet projects, things like Hillary Care. So the hypocrisy here is really astonishing.
Shutdowns have happened before. Also, what has happened before is Democrats voting in favor of a wall and border security back in 2006, and I think it was 2013 as well. So the big difference this time, and you can't argue it, the difference this time is a different president. That's it.
A Republican president. You look at Chuck Schumer himself went up and voted yes on the 2006 Secure Fence Act. So did Hillary Clinton. So did Barack Obama. Pretty astonishing that they won't support almost exactly the same legislation, but they won't do it because it's President Trump.
And not willing to explain that. Let's talk about Democrats taking over the House today with Nancy Pelosi slated to be the speaker. So is President Trump's agenda essentially dead in this divided government, or once Nancy Pelosi takes over as speaker and it's confirmed, will she be willing then to negotiate a little bit more?
I think there is some room for negotiation. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The Democrats do not want to give President Trump an inch. They want to make him a lame duck so that he's not successful in his 2020 reelection bid. But Nancy Pelosi has carved out some pretty aggressive policy priorities for the new session. She wants some gun control measures. She wants tougher background checks passed. She wants pharmaceutical prices lowered. She wants some campaign finance legislation passed. So she's got a pretty heavy lift here. And you have to remember, even if she gets those passed, she still has to get that to the president's desk and have him sign it. So here's where our checks and balances come into play. The president has the power of the veto. So they have something that he wants. She has something, likewise. So there is a bargaining range here. There will be some horse trading here. So this is, I think, where it gets really exciting.
And that's also goes for this plan to reopen the government, because the Senate has to approve it and then the president has to approve it, and he has the veto power. So we got to do some sort of negotiation if you want him to not do that.
Yeah. My prediction, he wins this. He wrote The Art of the Deal. This is his wheelhouse, but we'll see how it goes.
All right. Thank you so much, Jen. Great to have you with us.
Thank you.